A new report from a top cybersecurity firm tonight says that the Russian trolls who interfered in the 2016 election also made money on ads while helping Trump. Now, there's a new fight over, quote, dark money in campaigns. And I'm thrilled to tell you the man behind it, leading it, is here, Montana governor and 2020 Democratic candidate Steve Bullock. And he's not just talking. He also has a new lawsuit that's in court today, taking the Trump administration there for eliminating an IRS rule that provides transparency regarding foreign election money. Also, sir, I know that you're announcing this new plan right now on the beat about tackling this issue. So thanks for making this the place you want to talk policy. What does your plan do?
It's great to be on with you, Ari. I mean, we are seeing dark, undisclosed money really flooding our elections. Since Citizens United, there's been about $1 billion of spending. The Trump administration, actually, the same day that Trump was with Putin in Helsinki, he got rid of this rule that said the IRS has to collect all the major donors' names to these 501c4, these dark money groups. So literally now a Russian could give to the NRA. No one would ever know that they're spending that money to influence our election. So in federal court today, suing them on that rule. That rule has been around since 1971. Richard Nixon wasn't exactly the model of transparency.
Now, let me ask you on that. Are you the only Democrat suing Trump right now? I mean, how does this work if you become the nominee or president? You guys are going to be fighting Ann in court?
Well, I think we're going to win this lawsuit and make sure that at least the IRS is collecting those names. So that'll be long before the election, because this is a rule that both states and the federal governments counted on.
Now, let's talk a little. I want to keep you moving just because of the time. Health care, something you led on in a red state. Let's take a look at how you said Obamacare had to be fought for, even though initially it wasn't so popular where you were. Take a look.
By 2015, 30 states had expanded Medicaid. In Montana, the word Obamacare was about as popular as a word like root canal. My legislature is two-thirds Republican controlled, yet it was important for Montana to ultimately get Medicaid passed. We are the only state since 2014 to get Medicaid expansion through a state legislature.
How'd you do it? Is it part of your appeal as a candidate now for president?
Yeah, look, I think the only Democrat in the field that actually won in a Trump state when Trump was on the ballot. He took Montana by 20 in 2016. I won by 4. We have to win back some of those places that we lost if we're actually going to win this election. I've also been able, as you know, govern in a divided area. The way I got that done wasn't just by talking to legislators, but also to listening to constituents, recognizing that if we lost rural hospitals, let them tell me from the perspective, if you lose a rural hospital, you've lost that community. So we got it passed really at the height of anti-Obamacare. And the way I win and the way I govern, I show up, not just the blue places. I listen, and I fundamentally believe that most folks have the same values of wanting decent health care, wanting a decent job, a roof over their head, believing you can do better for that next generation than even yourself.
Candidates like Elizabeth Warren, who I mentioned on our air as well later tonight, are for impeaching Donald Trump now. Are you?
I am for making sure that Congress can actually do its full investigatory function, that oversight authority, and what we're seeing time and time again now, and you saw it again today, that the Trump administration is completely stonewalling, even allowing investigations. So I want Congress to be able to do its oversight. We have to see where it goes from that perspective. And if he completely stonewalls, yeah, an inquiry should be open. But I'll tell you that.
So you're open to that later?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Last one, guns. Do you support banning the type of assault rifles that we see in these mass shootings? And how does that play in your home state?
I do support banning assault weapons for sure. And I think we should close sort of the gun show loopholes or universal background checks. If we ever looked at this as a public health issue and not necessarily just as a political issue, I think we could make a lot more progress for sure. Look, I just lowered the flags again. A fourth of the times that I've been asked to lower the flags under President Trump and Obama, it's been for mass shootings. Our kids expect better.
Yeah, you put it that way, and I know governors who deal with law enforcement and deal with those issues, you see it up close, you see what's happening in the communities. So I appreciate your point on that. I appreciate you announcing the dark money proposal tonight. We'll be reporting on this race going forward. I hope you'll come back.
Thanks again for having me today, Ari.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.